We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. We heard how Narad Goswami was in forest and he did his sadhana exactly as his gurus told him. And by that he got darshan of Krishna in his heart and got transcendental bliss. But after that, Krishna disappeared. Then Narad Goswami was feeling separation and desire to again get that darshan, and he did the same sadhana again, exactly same, but same result was not there. Because it is not mechanical process, like jiva in relation to matter. In science means something will be proved if again and again you try same experiment, you get same result. Then you can put that as a fact. But we can control matter up to a certain extent, of course. But we cannot control Supreme Lord, even with our sadhana not. Sadhana is to attract His grace, but He must will to appear. Without His will, it is not possible. Otherwise, Jiva would be equal to Him or more than Him if she can control. So he tried again, but was unsuccessful. Then he was sad. Then seeing him surrendered, Krishna appeared again, only in voice. That Narad, I showed myself to you to encourage you, but you cannot see me anymore. I am sorry to say, yes, I regret. Krishna wants, but we don't deserve. That is the problem. I regret that you will not be able to see me anymore because you are not completely free from material these taints, impurities. But I showed you myself. I showed myself to you to increase your desire for me, like giving some degustation taste for free, so that you will like it and you will then work for it. So he told him, and because the more you will hanker about me, the more your material desires will be removed. So when they will be totally removed, then you can see me. You will gradually, you will be able to attain me. You go on doing bhajan with fixed intelligence, and gradually one can attain the status of my personal associate. Then he can see him all the time. And he also told him that intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted at any time. Means deviated or removed or destroyed or slowed down like this. Even at the time of creation as well as at the time of annihilation, your remembrance will continue by my mercy. It cannot stop. Like Haridas Thakur said, even if you kill me, means you destroy my body, still I will not stop chanting. The Atma has Shakti. Body has no Shakti. Atma can do action. But when bound, using this material body as instrument, but when Atma leaves this body, then this body cannot do anything. Mind cannot think anything. Intelligence, no one can do anything as long as Atma is not present. When present, they can do by Atma's power. Like fire gives power to iron rod, then that iron rod can burn other things, but not independently. When disconnected with the fire, then that iron rod cannot do burning. Like that, this matter cannot do anything independently. And of course, Atma has Shakti, but our Shakti also is dependent on Paramatma. Without him, without his will, no Atma can do anything. So we are fully dependent on him, but the point is that even if this whole world and everything is destroyed, then your intelligence to worship me will not be thwarted. Cannot be cut. Our relation with Krishna cannot be cut by anything material. And as we heard, but we forget, so I have to remind myself again. When those students came to Prabhupada and they were hearing, then Prabhupada said, immediately you have to start bhajan. Before another death occurs, knowing that there is no guarantee that we will get another human birth, and that all this sense gratification was already available in all the species. We didn't get this human birth for sense gratification. We got that already in so many births. We did eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That already we passed. Human birth is not meant for this. Human birth is meant for worship of Krishna. If we spoil this human birth for those things, then we are unfortunate. We waste it. And then the students were not ready at that time. They were caught in surprise. Then they said that we cannot go home. No, you cannot go home, because on the way, on the road, there may be accident. You will die without worshiping Krishna. It will be great. It will be lost. Then they tried to escape and said, but if our house catches fire, then it is our duty to, no, then should we not put down that fire? No, no harm. But if we don't put fire down in our house, then other houses also which will catch fire. It is our duty to put that fire down. Then Prabhupada said, let the whole world be burned. There will be no loss for you, because you are not of this world. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma Nashochati Nakankshati Samak Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param. You are not a Jagat Bhuta, living entity of this world. You are Brahma Bhuta. You are of Brahma, transcendental of Krishna. You are of Krishna. So your duty is to serve Krishna. This whole world may be burned, destroyed, annihilated. There is no loss for you. But there is loss for you if you don't worship Krishna. You are his. So that cannot be, these things cannot be obstacle for one who awakened his real self. Another one example, that boy, he was a son in some family in Assam. They were family gurus, these Goswami, this type gurus, for money and for these things they are doing. Our Gurudev also told we had Kula Guru in our house, but he did not, he came once in a while, and he just wanted we should become disciples, and my father then would give money. He never told that we should give up eating meat, or, of course, Gurudev never ate meat, but if in their family they eat fish and like this. So Gurudev said he never said anything about any rules and regulations. He only came, took money, and by that money he, like a donation to Guru, he was maintaining family. So like a professional Guru like this. So one boy was like this in Brahmin family, and they were also acting as gurus. So perchance he saw Prabhupada going on bullock cart to that mat, and he was walking by him. He was 12 or 13 years old. And Prabhupada saw that boy, and he just asked him, what is your name? What is your age? Which class you are in school? Where do you stay? This normal talk, no any Harikatha. But because Prabhupada is on transcendental platform, divine personality, grace incarnate form of Supreme Lord, just by speaking with that boy, when their road parted, that boy had to go this side and Prabhupada went this side, and Prabhupada told him, we will have DT installation here, so you come to that festival. So then Prabhupada went another side and boy went another side. Immediately when he went that side, he started to feel separation from Prabhupada. There was no Harikatha. But Prabhupada is made of bliss. He's a transcendental person. So immediately he felt separation. Then when he came home, Kamalakanta Gosai is his name. Then he told, I will go to that Gauriya Mat. There will be one festival. Then that family said, no, you are a Brahmin. You should not associate with other people and take their food and water. And then you will lose your caste. It is not good. And you will be next Guru. We are a family of Gurus. So you should not spoil. Then he said, no, I will go. I have to meet him again. Then they threatened him, if you will go, then you don't come back. You will lose everything. No heritage, you will not be guru, your caste will be destroyed, everything. But he went. Why? Because he was getting that taste, higher taste. Based on that, he was not interested in anything worldly. No any money, high position, caste or whatever. He was not interested. He was ready to give that up for the sake of getting that again. Like here, Narad Goswami got darshan. Krishna told, yes, I gave you, so now you will hanker after me and you will practice and give up all other desires. So this boy gave up, went there. Then later on he took Harinam, Diksha, everything, and he was staying in our Mayapur Mat for, he was in charge there, Ashram Maharaj. He became Ashram Maharaj. So that is required. That intelligence, purified intelligence, I will worship Krishna. That intelligence we require, not intelligence for getting worldly benefits, but that nishtha, firm faith, that by worshiping Krishna, all are served. Everything is done properly. Without worshiping Krishna, nothing is proper. That is pure intelligence. So yesterday we also, I mentioned that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in his book Sri Madhurja Kadambini, he described different stages in devotion, like Shraddha. What are the symptoms of someone who has faith or awakened faith in Krishna? And then Sadhu Sangha, and then Guru Padashraya, taking shelter of Guru, and doing bhajana kriya. Then I mentioned there are two types of bhajana kriya. One is anishtita and another is nishtita. Anishtita means unsteady, due to presence of anarthas. They are still there. We are under the influence of anarthas. previous bad habits, samskaras, tendencies, all these things, and also ignorance. But, and there are 6 divisions, so we can check whether we are inside or not, if we are caught. So just I will read in short what are the names, but examples are in the book, you will find. I told yesterday, one is utsahamai, filled with an enthusiasm based on overconfidence, which is thus feeble and short-lived. I told yesterday that one boy will start to study and he will learn something, then he will think I'm greatest scholar due to immaturity of this, and he will be very enthusiastic. But after some time, that will fade. Like that, when one starts devotion, then he is overconfident. Yes, I know everything, like this. But that will not last. Then another is, and the examples are there. Then Ghana Tarala is irresolute endeavors. Sometimes you are very much enthusiastic and then not, and doing bhajan more and then not, like this, changing, irresolute. Then Vyuda Vikalpa, I told also yesterday, indecisiveness resulting from speculating a diversity of alternatives, doubts constantly assailing one's resolve. Yesterday I gave one example, whether I should be householder or I should be ascetic. Then all arguments are going on and doubts and like this, and never coming to any proper decision. This is one example, and from different shastras he will give shlokas and this and all the time speculating. Or Ambarish Maharaj did 9 forms of devotion, but Shukadev Goswami did 1. So should I do 1 only? Or should I do all 9 like Ambarish Maharaj? If I do 1, maybe I'm not qualified for that and I will lose. But whether I will be able to do 9, well, it is all the time thinking and no decision, because too much speculating all the time and arguments for pros, cons, and like this. So that is one symptom of person inflicted by anarthas. That Bishaya Sangara, you are fighting inside with your samskaras for enjoyment. You are fighting whether to enjoy this or not with material objects of enjoyment. You have desire and then you think, no, better I should not. But no, I have to, like this, all the time fighting with material enjoyment and service of Krishna. Fighting. It is not, you are not fixed. No, only I will worship Krishna. I will not enjoy. You are not fixed. Sometimes this, sometimes that, and thinking, no, but anyhow, I should not repress. I should not this, but anyhow, all these things, fighting all the time going on. And another is Niyamakshama, the inability to uphold vows. You will vow, I will chant 16 rounds daily, but you are unable to on some days. Or you say, I will read the Shastra every day, or go to Mangalarati, or follow Ekadashi, but unable. Or Kartik Brata, yes, I will do everything, but then you are unable because something else comes. And the last one is Taranga Rangini. And they come in this way, in this sequence, Vishnu Chakur Thakur told. When you are doing devotion, then some qualities are there and people will give you respect And you will enjoy that respect. Yes, really, I'm great. Or they will give some money. Yes, it's very good. So what naturally will come, material benefits given by devotion, I will try to enjoy that, thinking this is the result. I'm not thinking about the service of Krishna, but thinking how to enjoy material facilities given by devotion. If this is there, if I'm attracted to these things and not constantly engaged in the service of Krishna and offering everything to him, means anarthas are there. And then next chapter, he is explaining anarthas in detail, different types of anarthas and how gradually they are removed according to different stage. Some anarthas arising from past sinful activities. Some anarthas arising from past pious activities. They're also anarthas. And offenses to the name and to the deity form or to Vaishnava. And some are also anarthas coming from devotion, as I told now. They're coming. So, which one is removed? How much, at which stage? Nishta, Ruchi, all this is he gave there, explained. First, this will go, pious and sinful activities, but offenses will not go so easily. And up to which certain degree like this. So then when one will be able to subdue all the anarthas, then only he can come to the stage of nishta, and then his bhajana kriya, means devotional activities, will become steady, unwavering. That is nishta stage. At that time you have no desire for getting respect from others, and you can give due respect to all, feeling the presence of Krishna, seeing the presence of Krishna in everyone. He may be devotee or not devotee, but Krishna is there. So due respect to all and constant chanting. So here also we see that then we heard after this voice of Krishna came, then that supreme authority personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most wonderful, stopped speaking. Feeling a sense of gratitude, I offered my obeisances unto him, bowing my head. He was grateful because he got encouragement. He got knowledge, what happened, and why it happened, what is the purpose. Then he was grateful. Then again, we heard yesterday, thus I began chanting the holy name and fame of the Lord by repeated recitation, ignoring all the formalities of the material world. Doesn't care, because he is focused on his service of Krishna. Such chanting and remembering of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are benedictory. So doing, I traveled all over the earth, fully satisfied, humble, and unenvious. Our Gurudev also in Gajendra Moksha, he told, if someone has firm faith, I am eternal servant of Krishna, and he is calling Krishna for his satisfaction, chanting name, although he is not directly seeing Krishna, but he will have no disturbance of this world. And he will live in Vaikuntha. In Vaikuntha, consciousness means no any problems will be there, and we will be fully satisfied by service of Krishna. And humble means in real ego, we are proud when we identify with matter. We cannot be actually humble as long as we misidentify with matter, gross egos and subtle egos. Subtle egos also there. So, as long as you identify, you will have that pride, and you will be disturbed if someone will not give respect to that or You will try to exploit others like this. Only when you are fully released from false egos, gross and subtle, then you can be humble in your real self. I am eternal servant of Krishna. My interest is service of Krishna. And he will not desire any respect. He will not demand and not be disturbed if not getting. And unenvious. He cannot harm anyone. This is one meaning, unenvious. Another is he will not envy, like that person has so much I don't have. So he will be jealous or envious or like this. No, because he has no any such desires. So why he will be envious? His target of life is service of Krishna. No, nothing else. So how he can be disturbed? Or why he would be envious? That person has so much money I don't have. that does not disturb him. He already is doing his service of Krishna. Why he will have other desires and be envious of others who have those things? That is not there. So Narad Goswami had this stage of that purified intelligence, and he was worshipping Krishna constantly without any material desires, disturbance, anything. Evam, so we have to gradually attain that. It is not so easy. Then Madhyamadikar of devotion will start from Nishta stage. Before that, you are Kanishta, below Nishta. Means unsteady in your worship and with some ignorance and all this. But that is one stage we have to practice sincerely and also have as much as possible advanced sadhu sangha. They will encourage us and guide us and support us to practice and to move forward and to remove those anarthas, all this. Then by sadhu sangha and advanced sadhu sangha and our sincere practice, gradually we can come to that platform, like Ambarish Maharaj. He did bhajan, and there it is written in Bhagavatam, gradually he could conquer all anarthas, gradually, not all of a sudden. So there is process and there is hope, it is possible. And of course we have to decide to do, but Sadhu Sangha gives us that encouragement. If we associate with other people, then we will divert, they will divert us to other things. They will say, why you are crazy? Why you are doing this? Why you are not eating these things? You are wasting your life. All these arguments they will give. If you are alone, you will only have to fight with your own samskaras and anarthas, which is very difficult. But if you are in sadhu sangha, they will all the time warn you. No, that is not good. You should worship Krishna. Don't waste your human life. It is meant for worship. You can attain what you want. You cannot attain by other means. All the time they will give us support for bhajan. That is very helpful. And he was doing, and on that platform, from Nishta up, continuous bhajan. Then what happened? Evam Krishna Mater Brahman Nasaktasya Malatmana Kalah Pradu Rabhut Kale Tadit Sodamani Yatha. Because from Nishta you subdue anarthas but they are still present in subtle form. They will go up to the stage of bhav. And aparat will go up to the stage of prema. When you get prema, then aparat also will be absolutely removed with no chance of reappearing. In Madhurya Kadambini you will find. And so, O Brahmana Vyasadeva, in due course of time, I, who was fully absorbed in thinking of Krishna, and who therefore had no attachments, being completely freed from all material taints, met with death, as lightning and illumination occur simultaneously. Lightning and light, same time, they're happening. So here also it is explained by Sai Maharaj, to be fully absorbed in the thought of Krishna means clearance of material dearths or hankerings. When light comes, darkness cannot remain. If darkness is there, light is not there. So we cannot have both at the same time. If we do material enjoyments, we will pollute our consciousness. If we will do devotional service to Krishna, then we'll purify our consciousness. You cannot do both and have benefit of both. We have to decide what we want. There in that verse of Canto Upanishad, Shreya Preya. There is Shreya Path and there is Preya Path. That which is pleasing to the senses and that which is for eternal welfare. The rishis, they understood that path of pleasure will give you bondage, and path of eternal welfare will give you emancipation, will give you nectar. So in human life, this is possible to decide which path you will follow. Only in human life. In other species, it is not possible. So we should not waste this human life. So, as a very rich man has no hankerings for small petty things, so also a devotee of Lord Krishna, who is guaranteed to pass on to the kingdom of God, where life is eternal, fully cognizant and blissful, naturally has no hankerings for petty material things, which are like dolls or shadows of the reality and are without permanent value. We have example, Dhruva Maharaj. Narayan offered him that bigger kingdom. Dhruva said, no, I don't want. And sincerely he meant that, not pretending outside. We say, yes, Nadhanang, Najanang, Nasundaring, we are saying, I don't want wealth, I don't want this, I only want you, Krishna, outside, with mouth, but not from heart. We are afraid to say that. That is why we cannot get, because we don't want, actually. We want other things to enjoy. But Dhruva, getting the taste of service of Narayan, he said, I don't want. Really, I don't want. And I want you only. Prahlad Maharaj also, Nrsimha Bhagavan offered him, whatever you want, I can give you. He said, Prahlad, I don't want any. I am not a businessman. I am your eternal servant. My relationship with you is not, I worship you and you give me something. I'm not businessman. And so many other examples there. Mahaprabhu also blessed Sridhar, what you want, I will give you. I don't want anything. He's very poor, but he's not requesting money because he knows what I will do with that money. Bali Maharaj, he got lotus feet of Supreme Lord on his head. And Baman Dev said, now you were the giver, now I am the giver. What you want, I will give you. Bali Maharaj says, I don't want anything. I want your lotus feet on my head should remain. I'm your servant. Why? They are naturally telling this, not pretending, because they got higher taste. So here, the more we engage ourselves in the service of Krishna, the more our ignorance is removed and low taste is removed, then we have no desire for this thing. If desires are there, it means there is something wrong. I may think I am a great devotee because I know I memorized so many shlokas. I was initiated 20 years back. So many things. I may think I'm a great devotee. I was in India so many times. All this. But the fruit, you have to see how much I am detached from these material desires, gross and subtle, and how much I am ready to serve Krishna. That will show the actual position, not external things. This is the sign of spiritually enriched persons, and in due course of time, when a pure devotee is completely prepared, all of a sudden the change of body occurs, which is commonly called death. And for the pure devotee, such a change takes place exactly like lightning, and illumination follows simultaneously. That is to say, a devotee simultaneously changes his material body and develops a spiritual body by the will of the Supreme. Even before that, a pure devotee has no material affection, due to his bodies being spiritualized like a red-hot iron in contact with fire. Become spiritual. Devotees, they will do bhajan on the stage of bhava. Their body will be fully spiritualized. So that time also they take another birth. Although they are in this body, but another birth in the sense of consciousness. It is not that only those who gave up their body, they are pure devotees. No, they may be pure devotees in this body, and they are doing bhajan. If they are on bhava stage, they are pure devotees. And when Krishna wills, then he will also take this sadhak body, and they will, with their spiritual form, they will enter into Golok, or what is their destination, their sadhan siddha. So here Narad is also playing the pastime of being sadhan siddha. Some are nitya siddha, all the time, they were never bound. Even if they come to this world, that is their pastime, not actual bondage. But some jivas were bound due to misuse of their relative independence. They were bound, but by doing sadhana sincerely, they got perfection in sadhana. Sadhana siddhi, they realize their swarup at bhava stage. You are swarup siddha. You fully realize your swarup, but still here. Then when Krishna wants, he is taking to his lila. But here in Narada's case, it happened in the sense of when he was fully dedicated and no any other material desires. Simultaneously, this happened and this happened and that happened. He as he will explain now, prayujyamane maitam shuddham bhagavatim tanum arabha karma nirvano Nyapatat pancha bhautika. Having been awarded a transcendental body, befitting an associate of the personality of Godhead, I quit the body made of 5 material elements, and thus all acquired fruitive results of work stopped. All karma was finished. here, and Sai Maharaj is commenting, informed by the personality of Godhead that he would be awarded a transcendental body befitting the Lord's association if he will do sadhana. Narad got his spiritual body as soon as he quitted his material body. It was simultaneously. This transcendental body is free from material affinity and is invested with three primary transcendental qualities, namely eternity, freedom from material modes, and freedom from reactions of fruitive activities. You will find in Upanishads, this is clearly also described about the qualities of Atma in liberated state. The material body is always afflicted with the lack of these three qualities. A devotee's body becomes at once surcharged with the transcendental qualities as soon as he is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. It acts like the magnetic influence of a touchstone upon iron. The touchstone, if you touch iron, it will become gold. Like that, our material body will become spiritualized, being engaged in the service of Krishna. The influence of transcendental devotional service is like that. So, here, and all are from Brahma down to Indra, Gopal, that is glowworm, they're all under karma. But one who becomes a devotee, he can be released from karma. And devotee means, in that verse, Tatenu Kampam, devotee, he is always seeing the grace of Krishna in all circumstances. He is not requesting Krishna, please remove my karma. He's ready to accept everything. What I did, I will get. He's not blaming anyone other, and he's ready to receive everything. And with body, mind, and words, worshipping Krishna. When one like this surrenders to Krishna, then everything is destroyed and he is immediately getting Muktipada, means the lotus feet of Krishna. No one else, as if there is any separate desire or any blaming which is due to ignorance, it means I did not accept Krishna in reality. So I cannot get the result. Only the devotee is exempt from such reactions, means fruitive those, by the causeless mercy of the Supreme Authority, the personality of Godhead, when he surrenders, because now he already rectified himself. When we became averse to Krishna, then we entered into this karma and it will never stop by time. But when you rectify yourself and become inclined to serve Krishna, then you already are rectified, so there is no need to be punished anymore. You are immediately released from that. No one is guilty of our suffering. We are. Kalpanta idam adaya shayanem basi udanvatah shishayishor anupranam vivishantar aham vibho. At the end of the millennium, when the personality of Godhead, Lord Narayan, lay down within the water of devastation, Brahma began to enter into him along with all creative elements, and I also entered through his breathing, inhaling. Now destruction is coming. Sahasra Yuga Paryante Uthayedam Sisrikshata Marichi Mishra Rishayah Pranebhyoham Cha Jagire. After It's a very big number, I cannot read. Look like 4,300,000 million or something like that. Very big number is there. Solar years when Brahma awoke to create again by the will of the Lord. All the rishis like Marichi, Angira, Atri and so on were created from the transcendental body of the Lord. And I also appeared along with them. Yes, one day of Brahma. So when again creation happened, here Sai Maharaj is commenting, all the great rishis again appear from different parts of the transcendental body, and Narad also appears. This means that Narad appears in the same transcendental body, just as a man awakes from sleep in the same body. Sri Narad is eternally free to move in all parts of the transcendental and material creations of the Almighty. He appears and disappears in his own transcendental body, which is without distinction of body and soul, unlike conditioned beings. We have material body and soul, but that transcendental body is non-different from the person, transcendental form. As with Krishna, for Jiva also it is same. Everything about that body, even dress and everything, is non-different. Is not divided like here. That is the pastime of Narad, because he has duty to preach in this world. So he appears. He is not bound by karma and is born. No, but it is his duty or his seva to preach in this world. That is why he also appears when new creation starts. Antar bahischa lokam strin paryemi askandita vrata anugrahan mahavishnur avighata gati kvachit. Since then, by the grace of the Almighty Vishnu, I travel everywhere without restriction, both in the transcendental world and in the three divisions of the material world. This is because I am fixed in unbroken devotional service of the Lord. So Narad told his own story. You see, I got it by devotion. So devotion is beneficial for jivas. You have to prescribe devotion. So he can travel everywhere. He's not restricted. Deva datam imam vinam svara brahma vibhushitam murchayitva harikatham gayamanas charamyaham. And thus I travel constantly singing the transcendental message of the glories of the Lord, vibrating this instrument called a vina, which is charged with transcendental sound and which was given to me by Lord Krishna. As you know, here there is one question. 1 second. What can help us to think about Krishna during the day more? Kirtana prabhave smarana hoibe. The best way to get remembrance of Krishna is to do kirtan, chanting his name, form, attributes, all this. Then we can get remembrance, and in Kali Yuga, this Harinam is given to us, by which we can get remembrance of Krishna at any time any place, in any circumstance, pure, impure, or anything. So we have to repeat the name of Krishna and do our prescribed work, which was given by Guru, by which to maintain ourselves. If we do this, Namashraya Kori Jatane Tumi Tako Apono Kaje. We have to take shelter of Harinam, which can be done in all circumstances. Sincerely, we should call Krishna and do prescribed work. Like Arjuna had his work, like we also have our seva and our work given by Guru. If we do this, then that will give us remembrance of Krishna. As much as we have ignorance and other desires, that much our attention will be diverted. But we have to try again and again doing this practice. Arjuna told to Krishna, I think it is very difficult to control my mind. Krishna said, yes, it is true, but it can be possible by repeated practice and by vairagya. Repeated practice and vairagya means two meaning of vairagya. One is to have attachment to Krishna, Parampurusha, Vishishta Raga. Special attachment to Krishna, that is vairagya. We have to do actions for Krishna that will give us attachment to him, and we have to detach from all other things except service of Krishna. Then if we practice this, then gradually we can come to constant remembrance of Krishna at the stage of Nishtha. Nishtha is fixation of mind to the object of worship all the time. You are thinking of Krishna, not only daytime, night time also. When eating, sleeping, doing all work, bathing, whatever you are doing, all the time you are thinking of Krishna. So here you remember Narad once came to this world and he met one Brahmin, and that Brahmin asked Narad where you are going. He said, I'm going to Vaikuntha, to Narayan, because Narad can travel everywhere. Then that Brahmin said, you ask him when I will attain Narayan. Okay, I will ask. Then he went to another one, cobbler, and he also asked Narad where you are going. I'm going Vaikuntha. Oh, can you ask when I can get Narayan? Yes, I will ask. So Narad went transcendental. He asked Narayan. Narayan said that Brahmin will need millions of lives. But this cobbler, he can come immediately. You can bring him with you next time. Then Narad was surprised. Why? He's a Brahmin. He's a cobbler like Vaishya. Then Narayan said, you tell them what I'm doing. When they will ask you, then you will understand. Why is it so? So what I'm doing, when they will ask you, you tell them, I am putting elephant through the eye of a needle from this side to that side, and from that side to this side. This is what I'm doing. Then Narad went down to Brahmin and he asked, did you ask Narayan? Yes. And what he was doing, Narayan? He was putting elephant through the eye of a needle. Oh, Narad, are you crazy? That is impossible. Why you are telling me such things? How this is possible? Why you are telling me such things? Then Narad understood, oh, he has no faith in omnipotency of Supreme Lord, no fate. So how he can get him? Yes, now I understand. Then he went to that cobbler, and what he's doing, he's putting elephant. Then that cobbler said, oh, very wonderful, very nice. He's doing pastime, very, very, very nice. Then Narad understood he has faith in Narayan. That is why he can get immediately. Then he asked, how you can believe such impossible thing? Then he said, why not? You see this banyan tree here? It's a huge tree. But in every seed of this is so small, this seed of banyan, and in that whole seed, that small seed, very small, that whole tree is there inside. How this is possible? So why Supreme Lord cannot put elephant there? So Narada says, oh yes, he has belief, and that person has no belief. He is logician. He's thinking by reason, not by faith. Transcendental faith, tattvic faith. That is why he cannot get, but he can get. So Narad can travel in this world and also transcendental world. He is not restricted because he is transcendental personality. When they appear in this world, they are not in material body, and they can appear, as we will hear tomorrow. Tomorrow, 3 Vaishnavas, to this appearance and one appearance. I will say about one thing what our Gurudev told when Srila Narayan Maharaj disappeared. They are Rup Sanatan, they are not restricted by anything. They may appear anytime, like Narad. So they are of different type, not like us, conditioned souls. So tomorrow we will observe that.